Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's early in the morning here, anyway. So, as you see, I've put up the continuous lives the woman keeps putting up, begging for money, and I've put up a counteraction to that because I wish other people was talking about them. To be honest, they need a counteraction, right? What I'm picking up from the two of them. The daughter, very dozy, very dozy. Okay. Now, they've put on several lives, several, not just one, not just two, um, several lives. Right, and this is concerning like body chiefess, several lives. Okay. Every time she talks, there's a contradiction in the story. Even the story has a contradiction. There's a contradiction. The reason why I say there's a contradiction because then she starts talking about, you know, okay, the free pantry and stuff like that, all that stuff. Fair enough, right? But you'd only get a pantry when you're in certain countries, right? There is a guy who travels from, he does hacks in England, London, Austria, Portugal. I think he did one in Spain. He's never done one in Africa, to be honest, because I think he knows that if he tries to do the same thing in Africa, it wouldn't end well, right? So, obviously, I think judging by what she's saying, in Puerto Rico, there must have been pantries they were eating from. There must have been places they were getting free food from where there was. Obviously what the Western pound dollar goes further than in the country than you know so when she gathers money from, per se, America, the dollar, the coin, it goes a lot further than, say, the money that's in the actual country. Now, every single live they put on, and it's really getting me aggy. It's getting me aggy. I mean, I normally I don't get aggy over people's what you call it, content. I don't get aggy like that. I don't. I really don't. What annoys me, because she's West Indian origin as well, on top of it. She's West Indian origin. Like, there's no thought, there's no plan A, plan B, nothing. The daughter just goes with it. Now, my children would have been cussing me, from the time we left from where we was. Yeah. And my daughters have big mouths, okay? From when we left one area, all right, we were struggling in that area before. Now we come to another area, okay, the apartment's nicer or whatever. And then things keep happening and happening again and again. Now my next thought will be, man, how am I gonna come out of the country? Because I need to come out of the country. I need to come out of the country because it's harder being in another country than when you're not from the country where you're originally from. Now I put up the guy, a man. Now you can go watch the rest of the video. I've only put up two parts of it from African Tigress, where she's interviewing a man who said, well, he said at first he said he didn't like moving to Uganda and that, but when he got there, he see that he can live kind of okay. He can, sort of live kind of, nice, kind of middle classy. He can do stuff that he probably wouldn't do what he wouldn't do in America. Like, you know what I mean? There's another lady, Lala. I think her name is Lala as well. I think it's Lala. Can't remember her name. Anyway, I put her in the community tab. She also is living there in Kampala. Now, Kampala is in Uganda, right? She has a child with her. The child goes to school and she's doing her daily stuff. She goes to the gym. In her videos, you see her go to the gym. You see her doing various stuff. Now, she's living kind of okay as well. Now, my thing is, you go to a place. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. Why? Because you were moving completely out of your comfort zone, right? She was able, the light body goddess was able to live good in Puerto Rico. She was able to live good in Puerto Rico, but she was looking very thin. She actually looked better when she moved to Uganda. She looked much better. Okay. But it's just that the ongoing lives, then she tries to manipulate the followers. It's like, why are you trying to manipulate the followers? I think she's moved into an area where people live kind of okay, right? And this is observation. And I'm listening very carefully to every word they're saying. She's in an area where they live okay. They're not used to giving people food and all this stuff. They're not used to that. And you know, that's not a thing they do. Maybe I don't know. I'm just guessing. Yeah, because I know, from what I know of Ugandans, they'll give you their last. Yeah. Now, she, on the other hand, right, the daughter was going to say something negative because the woman didn't want to give him an onion or something like that. So the mother went to the shop to go and ask for food or something. So I think in Africa, there's certain stuff that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to do because they look down on you. They look down on you. Okay. Then you're there talking about the school system, this one, that one. Then she turns it now to woke talk and this one and that one. And, you know, I feel you're really playing with the people's intelligence over there. It's really quite in. It makes me quite mad to know that there's people on social media that's actually doing this. You cannot manipulate people into giving you stuff. Right, really? You should have got on that plane, love. That's what you should have done. You should have got on that plane, done what you had to do. Do what you have to do. You said that Ezekiel, he realized he wasn't getting money from the followers, and I think one follower gave him money and he upped and he went to America or went back to some part of America, right? Why didn't you do the same? Instead, you rather sit on IG. 5 days, 6 days, I lost count now. 5, 6 days, you come on speaking the same verbiage, basically. And I ain't hating, you know, I'm not hating. I'm disgusted because you're West Indian on top of it, right? And you're there, all right, you're there. You are showing, you are a representation of many others that's gonna come there, right? So you're a representation of that. What you show, that's the impression they are gonna get of every West Indian, American, whatever, that comes over there. You begging consistently, but you're in a nice spot, aren't you? You was bragging about the spot, wasn't you, earlier? You was bragging about the spot. Oh, look at the spot. We're living good and all this. then you and your daughter comes on. To me, okay, I can say this is a download because you started throwing in the colonizers, the colonization, the this one, the that one, the this one, the. Okay, I'll give you a good example, a very good example. My friend went to Jamaica, right? She went to Jamaica. Fair enough. She went with family. She didn't have much. She didn't have much at all. She didn't have much at all, right? She went with her family. And she's one of those. She can put her mind to anything. She puts her mind to that, and it does whatever, right? She does that. She didn't went to Jamaica with a begging bowl. She didn't went there asking for nothing, right? She went there asked for nothing. If anything, she created a business while she was there. She saw there was something needed. She put it in. She did it. She put herself in a position where she can create something there. She didn't go there begging from the people. She didn't ask the people on the social media for anything. I didn't even know until when she told me. You know what I mean? She said, "Look, I've had enough. I can't be, living off my family. I wanna do for myself." She got up. She got up. She did what she had to do. She started advertising on social media. This woman can do the exact same thing. She can do the exact same thing. She's not prepared to do it. You've been there for ages. You said you're helping a man with hernia. You have no knowledge from what I see of anything at all. And what really irks me about it, you're on here every day begging, 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 begging. I mean, if you need help, obviously you need help. Well, when it comes to a case where you're begging and begging and begging and begging, this is like the second day of Kwanzaa, and you're begging again. Then you're still talking about God and all this stuff. I've never heard no Rasta person talk about God. I heard them talk about the Most High, and talk about the divine. I've heard them talk about this. This is where you contradict yourself. But see, right, it's your followers as well. Unless they're on a certain level and they understand certain stuff, they will come at you, they will correct you. And you don't like to be corrected. You don't like, that's another thing. You don't like to be corrected. Do you know how much times I've been corrected on YouTube? Since I've been on YouTube itself, I've been corrected many times. I've done a whole video on something, I got corrected. I had to take it down, literally. Right? I got corrected many times. I'm sure I'll probably get corrected on this one too, on the Ugandan one too. I'm sure there's someone who lives there or whatever, and I'll probably get corrected again. You don't like to be corrected. You got called out for being a scammer on your lives, on the comments. Well, I just call you Scamalot, basically. You're Scamalot to me, basically. Because I just feel that like you're saying you're going there for the good of the people and all this and the good of Africa and da 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 da. What about just going there and just go there and just do. What about that? No, instead you're looking at free pantry. Oh, they haven't got free pantries. There's no government there's no government money. But my answer to that will be you should have researched it properly. You should have done a deep research, spoke to people who's travelled there, because I'm sure there was people in Puerto Rico who's probably travelled, because people travel all over the place. People travel over the place. They backpack and they travel. I've heard it for myself. I've heard Angolans will travel from Portugal, no, Angola to Portugal or whatever, right? People backpack a lot and they travel. They travel. So when I like me, right, I used to think a certain way too. I used to feel, oh no, people don't think no. People pack up and they traveling. They film themselves traveling all over and surviving too. You don't want to do the right thing, you see, because if you did the right thing, you'll be more fruitful. Now Ugandans are very impressionable, well, Africans are very impressionable people. You show a bad impression, that first impression lasts forever. They don't forget shit. They don't forget none. They look on you a certain way. That's how they stay. That's how they are in general. They just look on you a certain way. The same face you show them, the same face you're gonna get back, right? If you're good, right? The first thing African women do is square up to you. They do that all the time. I've had that done to me recently in training when I'm training, right? With in a training situation, they square up to you. They do, right? And they test you to see whatever. So you have to show them, look, right, I'm not the enemy here. I'm just here, whatever, right? And they will probably ease off of you a little bit, right? That's how Africans stay. You show them a bad face, they give you a bad face. Show them a good face, they give you a good face. You would even be lucky as to get one person that will stick with you and they'll make sure you're good. And I think that's what Pumba is as well. Puma, whatever the heck the bloody man's name is. But my thing is, he's there as well, and he's not helping you to get out your situation. He's from the country. He's from the country. As you're talking on the live, he's in the room next door. Because people ask you where he is. He's in the room next door. Why isn't he trying to help you out of the situation that you're in? He speaks the tongue, the mother tongue. You don't. He could be your guide to a lot of stuff as well. Man, I think he doesn't know that area, maybe. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of issues in what you're saying. And then you keep looking at the freeness. You want free money from the people. Free money. That's all you're talking about. Free this, free schooling. Most African children, from my understanding, because I've watched many stuff for many years, right? An African child, right? Their parents want them to be lawyers and part of the law and part of some kind of something governmental because they help him their parents in the village where they're at or wherever. You are not in the right place to go there and cast judgment on nothing. You have to live there a whole year or more before you can cast aspersions. Plus, when your daughter has her child, that child's gonna have to go to school. So you need to make a way so that grandchild can go to school. Most African countries, like the guy said, they work as the help. They work in like the tourist area, or they go into what's it? They come as the housemaids. They're mostly housemaids because they will get picked from villages or whatever. They help in compounds, whatever they gotta do. That's how Africa rolls. Africa is a hard place on a whole, but if you got the money, you can live there pretty comfortable from what I've seen. Okay. She is not showing a good example of what the place where she at. You don't really see her doing a lot. Even when she was in the other area, you didn't see her picking the leaves with the women. That small banana, what they make. because there's a food what they make. You don't see her cooking with the women, because in a village they cook all together. The children play together. You there casting aspersions. You went over there with a carnal mind. I definitely think that you went there expecting freeness. You went there expecting a lot. And you got humbled probably when that robbery happened a little bit, but they could have taken your life. They could have taken your life. Women get raped on a day-to-day basis in Africa. Just the other day, I saw a video of a little one, and she got R word, and the woman had to help her. Right? I don't know what part of Africa that lady is at. There's many stories over there, and you've come and you added to the situation. You haven't come to make it better. You come to suck. I still feel you come to suck. You're like a vampire, basically. That's vampire. You went to Africa to suck Africa, but Africa rebuckled. That's what happened. It rebuckled. So your mind wasn't already good. And it's mind you, one of the subbies once again saw a picture of the lady because I didn't fix the thumbnail very well. And she said, wow, she gave off negative energy right away. She talked about that energy that you give off because you give off a certain energy. Even on the videos, you give off a certain energy, and it's very telling. It's very telling. Now, when you go there as an ignorant person, expecting entitled, you're not entitled. You're not entitled. You humble yourself. Now, most people, when they go to Africa, want to go to the chiefs. They go try to talk to the chiefs, to try to talk to whoever. You have to form an alliance with somebody. The daughter already have a problem. Your daughter has a problem with a neighbor. You haven't been there that long, like a couple of days. You've been there a week or less. You can't have problems with the neighbors. The neighbors will bring out a machete and they will chop you up. They'll feel no way. Machetes will be out. That's how Africa rolls. Okay, and I'm not saying, and I haven't been there. I just know from dealing with Africans in the West over here. They have a certain mindset, okay, because they carry it wherever they go. If they don't like you, they don't like you. They don't like you. You can be the nicest person, they don't like you. There's something about you they don't like. What is it? They don't like something about you, right? Because you said locks are looked on or revered, but that neighbor doesn't like you for some reason, or your daughter. Your daughter was quick to cast aspersions or whatever on the neighbor because you went and you asked for an onion and she didn't give you an onion. You have to form friendships first before you can go all in there and go and ask for stuff. And maybe in their mind they see you as mad because you got locks on your head or whatever. Because like I said, Africa has many taboos. They may have evolved a little bit. They evolved a little bit because Peter and Paul from P Square, well, Peter from P Square and certain ones, African musicians wear locks, right? But certain places, if they are very a certain way, they look down on you. They look on you different, and it's not because that thing that you keep bringing up. That's just how they are. They're traditional. If they're traditional people, and you have to be a certain way. Now, in Nigeria, when you're elder, they salute you in a certain way. You cannot walk up to anybody, elder in a certain fashion. They'll just look down on you right away. And I feel it's the same way in Kampala or what? Not Kampala, in Uganda. Maybe if you went to Kampala, you probably would have been all right. Because I think Kampala is a little bit of a city, it's a bit built up or whatever. Because I heard about Kampala. Those of Ugandans tell me about Kampala mostly. Kampala is like the capital or something like that of Uganda. Don't quote me on it. But, you know, you went there with your own expectations, entitlement. The entitlement is real, man. Entitlement is real. And it's very, very interesting that you think a certain way about your neighbor who you haven't known for about a week, less than a week. So to counteract their BS, and I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna add that the link to that video in both what do you call it? I can't talk, you know. These women, they make my mind go dry or something. It's like my whole IQ dropped by one. Description box. Because they're so yeah, and yeah. Okay. She talks like she's on stuff 24/7. I swear. I know she ain't on nothing. She just dozy. It's like, how dozy can you be? You're in a foreign country. You have to be alert. Okay, even if you right, you have to be kind of switched on a little bit. A little bit. You can't just be floating in the wind. You gotta touch down earth, man. Touch down. You need to touch down. And you need to understand the place where you're at. That's my advice to you. You need to understand the place where you're at. And I'm not saying I'm down with what you're doing. I ain't down with nothing. I ain't down with even the person. I ain't even down with her. I'm not down with it. Well, this lady, she needs to touch down. She talk about ground. Oh yeah, grounded. You should be doing all that now. You should be very grounded within yourself. Right? No one's perfect at the end of the day. No one's perfect, but you can't go there with entitlement, idealistic, because that alone will make you fall flat on your face. I don't know how much. I can't remember how much she said that apartment where they at cost. That apartment must be expensive. That apartment is not cheap. She should have just stayed in rural part where she was with the children, because the children loved her, loved the mother. They loved the mother and they loved the daughter. The children loved them. I think she shot herself in the foot on this one here, because it's only going to get worse after this before it gets better, because the man you have there, he's very useless. He's very useless. But he's all ready to come on to the live and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. That man is useless. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say I feel sorry for this or no, I'm not even gonna say that. I just feel that you need to stop manipulating your followers. You need to stop. That's gonna backbite you. See, he already backbited on he already burned Ezekiel already. You burned Ezekiel already. So you need to sort it out. You need to sort it out. Stop lying to your followers. Stop it. Stop. Because you know what? It's going to get worse by the minute. And you haven't even started living in that place yet. You said you got robbed. You could have gone and got a report. There's nothing wrong with what was said in the comments. They're suggesting. People can suggest, can't they? They said to you, why didn't you go get a report? You found it was like something at you. Your blood is too close to your skin. Instead you get up, you try and get the police report, because they must have a local police in the area. You start give all kinds of excuses, all kinds of excuses, all kinds of excuses. Listen, that was serious, like deadly serious, I mean. Right, you probably was flashing around Africa or something. You can't flash when you're over there. You can't flash, especially when you're in the area. Now, in Nigeria, they got Yahoo boys, which is like little gangs. There's mini gangs in the area. They will sit and watch you. Mini gangs. That's what I said. They must have gangs in the area. There's gangs in the area. They was watching you, and it could have been worse. They could have stolen your life. Normally, they R-word women, right, in front of the boyfriend, husband. Doesn't matter. They don't care. Okay. But instead, you're on here every day, or every other day, talking. You need to try and find out, how can I get out of this situation? There's a way out of this situation, because my followers can't help me all the time. I've got to find a way. You need to go and be a maid to somebody, because that's how it works in Africa. You got to wash their clothes, hand wash clothes, mop up, sweep, do what you got to do to live, to live. Because even when you are getting some type of money from the government, at one point, right, you have to work. You have to work. It's normal. It happens. Now, if you're in that situation, most times the women particularly suffer a lot in Africa. They suffer a lot. You know, it's quite sad how it goes over there, but that's how it is. I personally am not. I mean, the only way I would go over to Africa is just to go there, see it, stay for a little while, and come out. I don't know about the living thing. I don't know. I couldn't see myself there like I could before. Before I could, but you know, some places are not for everybody. You know what I mean? Because even if you know yourself to be of that yoke, it's not for everybody. I've always wanted to go back to West Indies personally. Even though the West Indies is just as bad. You got to work, right? You know, you got to pay for your medical. You got to pay to go up and down. It's like hundreds of dollars for everything in Trinidad, particularly. You have to be living a certain way in Trinidad so you can live kind of okay to survive. You know, it's the same thing I think that goes on in Uganda. You got to pay for your medical. You got to pay for the schools. You got to pay to eat. I really do feel that's how it is. And you can't be down in a country because you're there, because you're not getting your own way. The followers ain't giving you what you want. So you down the country. You don't down the country. Puerto Rico is a whole different. Well, Puerto Rico is still part of America. You know, it's part of America. You was able to live because you was still living in America. So you decided that you wanted to go Africa. Now, mind you, people said that how right you wanted to go further than Nature Boy, because Nature Boy kept talking about Africa a lot. So you thought that you could go there and you can finesse the people there. Finesse. You can't finesse. You can't even go there living a certain lifestyle. That would not be even accepted over there. That's why you have to have links in Africa before you go there. You can't just go there willy nilly, willy nilly. You could have ended up with some ritualists. You could have ended up anywhere. There's ritualists all over the place, from what I know. And it's not even the good ritualists neither. They're very deadly. You know, you could have ended up in that situation. You don't know. Like, you can't be leaving gates and doors open over there. That's why they have bars. If you not look at the house have bars on it. It's a protection thing. Then you have another gate. Some people live in compounds where they have a person who opens the compound gate before you can even get to the house. If that security guard is not there to secure that compound gate, people can get inside, do all manner of atrocities. You cannot be absent-minded. You can't be absent-minded over there. Even the American guy who's talking to African Tigress, you see that place that he's looking at. It's made a certain way. It's a protective thing. You cannot be going over there with the arsery and expecting handouts and this and that and the other. You have to go wash clothes for somebody, ask for work around the area. That's what African women do. They ask for work around the area. They wash clothes for people. You can speak English, you can teach English, which was said before. You can teach English. That's alone is a career in Africa. Right? So like I said, everybody's experience is different. Even there's a family I'm following, and they said it off the grid. I don't know. They said it off the grid. Right? They built a whole house in Ghana. Now, what happened is the area where they live in, somebody was going in and thieving food and thieving something and thieving clothes from the house. So the husband fixed up a camera to catch the thief. Anyway, when they finally faced the people, because this is the reality of it, yeah? This is the reality. This is being realistic. When he finally faced the people, because he had a translator there and stuff like that, one of the women was wearing the wife dress in front of them, and they were laughing at them and whatever. And the little girl, I think the little girl was there who was climbing into the window and taking stuff from out of the house. So if the lady did her research right from the beginning, right, that would tell you, look, right, when you go there, you have to either be in a secure situation, because the politics, oh yeah, even the politics change. If the politics change and you're there, man, Kenya, yeah, that's a whole nother something else. Kenya, I remember, I think it was the early 2000s. I can't remember. Was it early 2000s? The politics changed. The violence that was happening in Kenya was unreal. If you're for one party and for another party, and you're in the middle of that shit, they are ruthless. They are ruthless. And even when you talk to people from Africa, they will tell you about the different parties over there and the different this and the different that and the different this. Some of them try not to get involved too much because if you're in certain parties, your life is in danger. So those women that's in Uganda right now, they better be careful, because like the lady said, I mean, I got to show that video of that lady doing the interview with the young lady. The young lady said, and I quote, "Don't get involved with the politics over here." She said, Uganda is hard. She said, but once you get into what's going on, into what's, the living itself, you'll probably be okay. You cannot be like, living in a cloud. You can't be in a new age cloud in Uganda. You can't do that. It'll not get you far. And her addressing the comments, she addressed, like, she's like Nature Boy. She's bipolar, I swear. Well, I mean, she's all nice in the camera, and I mean, she's like, oh, this one's negative, and man, man, I could not be like that. I can't. That's not in me to do that. Like I said, if you need something from the followers, you have to ask them straight. Fundi Fee showed me that. You ask them straight out. Well, I need this. Actually, a good example. Ramel did it. Ramel Maat. He asked his followers straight out for something. He asked them straight out. If you want something, you just say it. Then it's left to your followers to say yay, nay, whatever, whatever. Yeah? It's left for them to say yay, nay, okay, whatever. Right, okay, I cash up you this. Hi, Ramel. I'm just talking about these fuckeries of this woman that I've been following on IG. It's just proper crazy. See? Now Ramel's here. So Ramel, didn't you ask your followers for something and they gave you something? You just asked them straight out, didn't you? You didn't go around the bushes, you didn't run all around this or this or this. You just asked them straight out. This woman, it's like she manipulating them. She manipulating the followers. That's what I feel she's doing. She's West Indian on top of it. She's not a good example. Right, many Americans have left and lived in Africa and lived pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I've heard of people running back because, they get a kind of a rude awakening when you go there. You can't go there with a certain mindset. See, he said he did. He asked his followers and he got it, innit? I bet you got it, innit? Right? She's manipulating the followers. Manipulating is the word. She's manipulating them. Yeah, she is. She is. I don't know whether you've been following my videos of her, but yes, she is. She is. And on top of it, right, these was the cast of Carbonation. That's the only reason why I'm following them. I'm following them because at first she came over like she wasn't about that life. But now I'm seeing differently, right? So her daughter's over there pregnant for a man now. I thought they had the baby. Yeah, sometimes they give me what I ask for. See? See, I don't need to say no more. She's been asking and asking. She was meant to leave the other day. What's it? It's the month ain't finished yet. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was. She was meant to go to Texas. She asked for the money. She asked for the money. She asked for the money. Get the money. Get the money. Run it up. Run it up. Run it up. Kind of business. She got the money. She got the money to go to Texas. She got the money, and instead of she left, right, she said that she was in the airport. She missed the flight. Da, 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 da. Then the next thing she turned up now. She said, "Oh yeah, I missed the flight," and like whatever. When someone's making excuses and you can hear the excuses, it's just really beyond me. Then this continued for a long time, like since I've been watching her. Anyway, cola. James asked her. I mean, I gotta throw cola in the mix. Because Cola asked him some questions. Ask her a question. Cola asked her a question about, what are you gonna buy or put down land or create a business or whatever? Oh no 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 no. Yeah, she kept the money. She went and got another apartment. She got another apartment. She literally lied to the followers. She lied to the followers. I was like, wow. Then she had put on the man now. The daughter's husband. I don't know whether they're married for real. I don't know. I don't know. Right. And then he start giving, when they start talking the woke, the black power, what oh, we need to unite as African. I mean, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But don't use that. Don't use it. She used it in such a way. She's using him or he's using them. I don't know. They seem very dozy, so I don't know. He's probably using them. It's probably. I'm not, and I don't wish no bad on no woman because I would not want to be used like that. Right. But my thing is, right, you're in big old Africa. You're in the continent. Anything could go wrong. Anything. Anything. You can't be bragging, you can't be showing this, that. You have area people, all that. Some people don't want to work if they know people going to give them money for free. Yeah, she wants free money. She wants free money. She said, right, well, she ain't said it, but she wants free money. And I'm just like, wow. And I just going over the video that I just put up, the last one that I put up of the two of them talking, and I'm just like, bro. So I went and I've looked for people who've been or lived over in Uganda, the same Uganda where they're at. So just put up a guy and he was explaining, the ins and outs, and all that. Like he didn't see himself in Morocco and all that stuff, and but he's living pretty good there. He's living pretty good in Uganda, you know. But Sheena, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to continue to watch and see what happens at the end of this craziness because when Cola was covering her, Cola was getting crazy. I see why. I get it. Cola James, I get it. Cola James, I get it. I get why you stop covering them because they're so annoying. They're irritating. They're annoying and irritating women. Then they want to project upon the people that is there because you ask for onion, the woman to give you onion. They're projecting. You're projecting. Oh well, that woman. Oh, what? You ain't been there a week or more yet. They're being on IG nearly every single day, live after live after live. Like you don't want to give us this, that, that. You don't want to help your people. Da, da, da. What the hell? If I was honestly, but I don't want to tell their followers how to deal with them because if they do it, boy, I feel sorry for them. If I say how them followers will, boy, because the followers call her out in comments and she didn't like it. She didn't like it because they called her a scam. But I think some of the followers saw through her already. They saw through her and she didn't like it. And instead, she just come and she was just saying, "Oh well, like you don't want to help people. You don't want to help us. You don't want to help us. You don't want to help your people. You want to help your kinfolk." No, it's not that people don't want to help you. It's what comes out of your mouth, love. The contradictions. 1 minute you're over there, you're over there. You go, and then the next thing, right? You go over the next boat, jump ship. You go on the next side, next side. Man, these women. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I don't know. I was all was like, yeah, yeah, okay, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love to see people buy land. I love it. I love it. You see, when Dynasty Mir is my man, my cyber husband. I swear, if he was my husband, oh my gosh, he travels a lot. He travels to Sierra Leone, Ghana, and I can't remember. I think Nigeria. Oh, my ears ringing. Someone's talking about me. Right. He travels there. He travels. He travels to Uganda. He travels to yeah, Sierra Leone. He is my cyber husband. Right. I love off Dynasty. I don't care. You know, when people talk about him, I'm like, wow. But I love Dynasty. You know why I love Dynasty? He shows the hospitality of Africa. He shows that side that people will never see, that doesn't see. Because people think there's only starving children there and all that stuff. Yes, there's starving children there. Yes, there is. There is. There's orphans over there. Yes, there is. A lot of orphans. Right now, they'll notice some change to some orphanage over there, full of children, street children. The guy got picked up, took the children, and he feeds them. And I think that's Uganda because I see them eating chapatis. I'm not sure, right? And he feeds them. He clothes them. He makes sure they're all right. He schools them. Then they got donated a whole set of clothes. The children put on all the clothes. So not only is he doing it for his country, there's white people helping him, obviously, but he is doing it for his country. And you cannot go over there and suck from Africa. You cannot. You cannot. Because other countries have already divided and ruled and sucked the life out of Africa, the diamonds, the materials, the everything. And there's you now, come along now, want to try to do the same thing. Africa will bite you in your ass. There are starving children everywhere. They're starving. Yes, there is. There is. There is. There is. There is. There is. There's starving children everywhere. Because even over here in England, there's people sometimes be begging and a lot. I mean, the begging thing's gone up a lot now since this recession coming. It's gone up a lot. It's gone up a lot. So by her doing that, it's like, man, because when you see people in certain disposition worse than you, and when you're like, raw, like damn, like you know what I mean? Like one time I was watching something on YouTube, this Trinidadian lady, she had 10 children, I think. 10 children? And her house was falling down and all that. And she was asking for stuff for her children. But people's more focused on the fathers and where they are and all that stuff. But my thing is, man, they're children. It's not their fault. They're innocent party in all of this. You know what I mean? Right? They didn't ask to be born into this. Yeah, us to be born into this, or maybe like I'm just very I don't know, I don't know, but it's just sad, right? But in that case, but I did see that on IG where he was picking up street children because even in India, I think there's the same situation. Trinidad, there was the same situation where they're trying to keep these children a certain way because they don't want them to get exploited by people. So they will try to give them a safe place so they could eat and be safe and all that. You know what I mean? But this lady, I don't know what to say to her, man. She just needs to stop. She needs to go reevaluate what's going on with her as well. You can't help someone. You have to help yourself first before you can help someone. Even if the man's hernia is bad, you should have an idea of herbs, some type of herbs or something. You cannot help somebody until you help yourself. She only has 4 items of clothes that she wears now. They're still their beds are still on the floor and all that. You're not living good where you can help another person. You have to be living okay. You might have to turn people away until you are up on your feet. When you're up on your feet, then you can turn and help other people. That's how it goes. Because you're just making yourself what they said, making the well dry all the time. You're not filling up the well. But she is a scamalot. She is. And it's interesting. Right. When people talk about scammers and that, I don't think I'll be so invested in this person's. Now I feel I'm so invested. Like it's just like what is your end goal here? That's my thing. What's your end goal here? Because like you can't be saying one thing and doing the other. It's either is that or is that. Okay. I feel like I'm ranting on it. I don't want to rant. I don't want to rant. She pees me off so much. She pees me off so much. And I definitely understand why Cola James dropped this lady, stop talking about it, because she is so annoying. Then another thing they try to do is throw in the conscious rhetoric, like, oh yeah, right, okay, right, we don't want to work for corporations and this and that. Listen, if you don't work, you don't eat. Empty belly not do nothing. Empty pot don't do nothing. I can't remember how the bloody saying goes. Right. You have to do some sort of work, some sort of something. Me, I've done little work for little or nothing. I've done the little or nothing. I've done the self-employment, and now I'm gonna do something else. So, like, come on, come on. Obviously, right, you have a slump. One time you're down for about a month, a year, or whatever. But something, if you don't push yourself and push yourself out there, you won't be able to do nothing. You can't just be sitting on the IG begging for cash apps. You can't do that. You can't. It's wrong. It's wrong. And you have a whole pregnant daughter sitting there. She sounds like the female version. Yes, she is. Honestly, you see the shorts I put up of her. I thought, well, I'm doing, I'm recording the thing and I'm talking. Oh, I'm so crazy. I swear. Normally, I don't. Like the channel that the things I focus on. I don't focus on one person, or one other person. I don't do all them things there. I don't focus. But this woman, I'm like, no, no, honey, you can't be doing them things there. Then you're throwing it back on. Oh, the white man did this. No, no, no. Oh, my hands all shaking. No, no. My daughters all work. Oh, well, they was all working at one point. The youngest is 17. She was working. She was working. She was going to school. Right. The oldest is 26. The second one, she's working. She said, "Look, mom, I don't want to be there. I want to be over there." Guess what she did? She retrained herself. She changed up, and she went and she is now doing something else. Right. So if that's not inspiring by itself, at one point I need help and I asked for help, but I still got up and I got the job. Exactly. Exactly. My children showed me as well. You can't sit down and wait for stuff. Because at one point I was at a slump. I was at a slump. I went through depression, all sorts of craziness. I didn't even realize I was in depression. Right? Right? I literally got sent to an agency, and I'm training there. Hi, Contussi. I'm training now. It's a whole different career to what I was doing before. It's scary, mind you, because I haven't started it. When I do the other part of it, I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I get to that part because I don't know. I don't know. I've never done that type of work before. But I'm not gonna sit on social media and say, "Oh, can you help?" Da, 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 da. If people want to give, they can give. It's up to them to give. If they wanna, they do it. If they don't wanna, they don't wanna. If I really in dire need, then I'll say, okay, I'm in dire need, right? The whole objective of asking for certain stuff is that you also have to show the viewers, look, right, I got this, you sent me this, and this is what I got. She got a chance to go to Texas. I was looking to see lives from Texas. Okay, I'm in Texas. Okay, I'm going to the job. She said the job fell through, which I think is bullshit anyway. But anyway, but that's just my uptake on it. But it's bullshit anyway. Where she said she was not. Right. And people, I think they worked it out. They said you could have been anywhere. You might have even been at the airport. She said she got distracted by a man. How can you be going to the airport, right? Right. Now ask me, anybody who's traveled, right? Would you let someone distract you from getting on that airplane? Because I bet your money you'll say no. I have to get to the airplane. What happened to me too? Sometimes you don't realize you are going through depression until it's too late. Yes, yes. Especially when you're sitting down or something, you don't even realize it's happening. You don't even realize you're whatever. This lady here, but what she's doing is wrong. It's wrong. And especially when you experience certain stuff in your life and you see people trying to feed off others, it's not on. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because mind over matter put what he put inside into, well, actually it's mind over matter and others. It's not even mind over matter himself. Mind over matter TV and others put in your comment section what they said. You got on the IG and saying you're addressing the comments. Right, you address the comments. Okay, fair enough. You address the comments, and then you want to come fling on unity and da 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 da. Da. This is Kwanzaa. Umoja was yesterday. Unity. What did you do for Kwanzaa? Bet she did nothing. Well, you have big old locks on your head, calling God. You don't call him the divine, or Rastafari, or Selassie. None of that. Yeah, even though sometimes you can slip on the tongue. So I feel that you say certain stuff on the IG, and basically in real life it ain't like that, because like you probably eat meat, you probably do a lot of stuff because your face is fooled out. Hell no, I pay for those airplane tickets I'm getting on. Exactly. She made the plane or whatever go. She made it. She made the airplane go. Well, I don't even think she was in the airport. She don't look like she was in the airport. In the airport, because I think I broadcasted it too. It's only because she's West Indian why I'm watching her as well. Because man, like, you like to see people win at something. I do like to see people win. That's the great thing for me. But her now, I don't know. She just a play. I don't know what she's playing at. Who she's playing at, she can't do that over in Africa because they will buy her back hard. They will deal with her hard. The consequences will not be nice over there. The consequences is not nice, and it's not like she's in a gated community. Okay, you're not in a gated community where you're going to be safe, right? But I really feel that a gang probably was watching it. But the main fact is the food was spilt on the floor. They took away some of the food, what they had. So she just said, "Oh yeah, well, it's just food what they took." No, it's not just because it's just food what they took. They could have taken your life, they could have taken your womanhood, whatever. You don't know. You don't know. They could have killed your man. Well, killed her daughter's man, should I say? By the way, how they go on, you think that the man was for both of them? Who knows? Now people like to do nowadays, right? They could have killed. They could have got to that man. They could have done anything. You cannot. You cannot assume anything, right? Even Suriname to me looks okay. I'll probably live over there because it looks nearest to West Indies, to Trinidad to me. Suriname, that's it. When Alma showed me Suriname and what they eat and stuff, I was like, yeah, I could see me living over there. 'Cause I can make loads of stew chicken, oxtail, rice and peas for days. Because I would just live on that. Suriname just look like the place that I can just be there. It was kind of reasonable living, you know. It like, but I'm not gonna assume that. I'm gonna pack up and just reach over there and land like on Plymouth Rock, and then think, yeah, I can just live. No, yeah, plan the shit out, research the whole thing. How much is it? Can I live there? Can I see me living there? You have to research a few countries. You don't just pop up on any place. She irks me anyway. She irks me. So, Ramel, if you see me come on here, that's all. That's all I'll be talking about is this woman from a while. I hope I don't be sticking on her for long because she irks me, and I'm sure she irks other people when I talk about her. But it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. And I just got over my illness properly, my flu. So I'm not expecting to see this stupidness. I only just wait for the live to save her live to save, and then I went and I looked at it. Hi, Miss Apples. I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit better. Oh, look, the baby's getting up now. Oh Lord, she's getting up. Yeah, but yeah, she's just doing craziness over there. See, as the baby gets up, you know what that means, and then I gotta jump off the live. Yeah, so yeah, she's doing craziness over there, and it's not acceptable at any cost. Right? It's not acceptable. There's even another one called Deity Isis. I don't know if you've been looking at the people I've been following. There's her, Deity Isis, Sun God. I was following Emperor, but then he got rude, and I thought, nah, I ain't following you no more. He come on and he's like, oh, you love me or some stupidness like that. I'm thinking to myself, no, I'm just thinking to myself, what is your problem? You're in paradise, but you still go over to Puerto Rico, wherever, with an American mind. Even if someone's watching your stuff, you put the stuff on IG or YouTube or whatever, right? Right. If you're doing good, people talk about you good. If you're doing bad, people talk about you bad. That's it. That's how it goes. Velveeta and Solar is learning that now. Okay. Velveeta thinks she's indestructible, untouchable right now. But that's why I'm not talking about Velveeta. I could be talking about her, but I'm not. All right. I want to talk about Deity Isis, um, Sun God, because I like how he looks. I don't know. I just like how he looks. I'm sorry. I like how he looks. He is a very attractive man. He is. Right. And who else? I don't remember who else I've been watching. Well, I can't think right now. My mind's gone. But yeah, and then all the rest is just Aboriginal people, but most of the time. But yeah, but apart from that, now it's just like, boy, You went over to Uganda and you're just doing the most craziestness, and then you expect people to come and send their hard-earned money. Then you're telling the people in the same breath, which really irks me about all of them on IG, the ones who said they're woke. Oh, you mustn't go work. Excuse me? If people don't go work, right? This is why I put the thing where I put on the community tab. Okay, and I'm going to use UK as an example, right? The conscious community, right, will be struggling and all that stuff and all that, but yet still, right? You go to events, you'll struggle, you get your arms together, you go to the events, which like your garments probably cost about £200, £300, £100, £69. It all depends what you're buying, tops, trousers, whatever. Plus, you have to deck out your whole family to go, right? Like even now, the Kwanzaa celebrations is going on. People got to deck out their whole family, right? They got to get the stuff for the food, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then right, then it's reaching the events. Events can cost from, it all depends on a good day, 10, £15 on a good day, £17 on a good day. Plus when you get there, you got to eat, you got to feed your children, you got to buy stuff from the stalls, the vendors, and all that, right? So you're saying don't work for anything or don't do no work is ridiculous, because like you also need to, also when you finish doing all the events, you still got to live afterwards. You still got to live in this world. Like here, gas, electricity is going up. So like there's gas, electricity, the rent, water. I think I've covered most of it, right? So by you saying to people don't work, right? As long as they're working and they like what they're doing and it's fine with them, and you're feeding your children, you're feeding the family, you're bringing home, right? You're able to even get little luxuries along the way. To me, there's nothing wrong with working, right? Like I said, I was part of Nation. Nation always talked about self-economics. Self-economics was the word, all right? Right, even when I left, I continued it. I was self-employed. Right? I got more love as being self-employed than anything else. I loved it so much. You see, you could tell by my pictures. Well, in the pictures, you could tell my face got fuller. Right? I was more vibrant. I was more vibrant at best. Yeah. So not only that, right, you're able to do more for your children. I was spending a lot on all my children until they started I think when you giving in the taxes or whatever and they have to work out whatever to see what you're doing, then they started cutting down certain stuff. Then when that started cutting down, it tripled into something else. And then like because I stopped doing the self-employment, it really triggered into the other thing. So it triggered from one thing to the other. So it formed was a whole domino effect. So you cannot say to a person not to work, because even when you're self-employed, you still got to be doing a normal job at the same time, because you got one thing's got to feed the other. That's how it goes. So you saying to people don't work, don't do this, don't do, I get it, obviously I get it, but for you to live on a regular thing, you have to work, you have to. Even Deity was talking about it. I was trying to record sorry, coughing so hard. Deity was saying, oh, oh, I haven't worked for how long? I've been working for when I was 13 or whatever. And she's probably in her 40s right now. So, but she's saying, oh, or you don't have to work, whatever. But she's able to be self-employed because she has many strings to her self-employment. She does body butters. She does a whole heap of stuff. She was even listing it to the women on the panel she was doing. She does like she has a lot of strings to her bow. Okay. She's like Fundi Fee. She's multifaceted. So anybody that says no, don't work, whatever, right? They cannot tell you that because you'll make yourself more worse off than ever. And it's nothing worse than when you're in a certain position. It's not nice to be in that position. So I feel sometimes the conscious community gets it wrong when they say, oh, well, like, you mustn't work for this, you mustn't work for that. And these women is a good example of that because they're thinking now not working means begging on IG per se, but people are sending their hard earned money to them. So they're basically doing what Nature Boy has been doing for years, basically asking people for hard earned money, but saying, oh no, don't work, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Velveeta the other day said the same thing, right? Right. But she was living in some kind of Section 8 situation or something like that. So no one's in no place to even say to another person, don't do this, don't do that. Because even if you're working 2, 3 jobs or whatever, it is hard. Because I've done earlys, I've done lates, I've worked in cab stations. I can't remember where else I worked. Oh yeah, I've worked in motels, cleaning up. That was hard work. Never again. Working those what's it? It's like an Airbnb situation. We have to go in and clean up. Even my cousin was doing it for a while in Trinidad. It's hard work. It's hard work. Waking up early, finishing late. No, it's hard. It's hard work, but it's the money at the end of it. Working in shops, I worked in few shops. One shop did actually pay me at one point. I think I volunteered for the others, but the shop paid me. He made sure I was good. He made sure that I had food, whatever, whatever. He was good like that. But you cannot say no. You have to work. You have to. You have to. I mean, like we can throw in the slavery thing and all that stuff, yes, whatever. But right about now, right about now, right, we have chains around our necks and ankles, but it's just invisible. Okay, so um, it's the taxes, the water rates, the rent. That's our chains right there. Okay, so if we don't pay all that, right, what do you think is going to happen? Right, so the person on the IG is telling you don't do this and don't do that, don't do this, and you're living in a situation where you got to pay your rent, your overheads, the water rates, the surcharges. So for the doom and gloom, but it's real. The surcharges, the extras, the this, that, the other, right? Even I couldn't even keep up with paying the rent, paying the this, paying the that, paying. Right, that my daughter pays for one part and I have to pay the other part. We literally have to divide and just do it that way. There's no other way around it, right? Until I'm on a better stead. There's no other way around it. So you gotta make sure that you're covered. You gotta eat. If there's no food in the house, what are you gonna do? You got children. You have a tin of food. You right. My grand always says you got basics: flour, butter, dry food, and rice and something, because so that you can eat. If you ain't got those like essentials, basically in a nutshell. Okay, if you ain't got the essentials in your house, right, that's a problem. When you're working, you can even top up all that. You top all that up. You top this one up. You top that one up. Like I really see the benefits of certain stuff. You cannot come on here and be like for social media and demanding people give you their coin and you are just there sitting down somewhere asking for coin. You can't just do it like that. Nature Boy did it for years. He lived off of people's money. He did it for years. And the reason why I bring Nature Boy in, because he's the top scammer of all this. And this lady's learned that from him. That's what I think as well. And she's talking the same rhetoric he's talking: reflection, frequency, this, that, and the third, as the Americans say. Like, where does it end? Where does it stop? Where does it stop? So to me, when you see scammer lots, Tink, I forgot the names I called them now. Tinky one and Tinky two, Tink one, Tink two, right? You lot don't give them one penny until when you see them actually doing something. If they're doing something, then you say okay. But then even then, you don't send them nothing. You hear what she said? Ezekiel got given money by the lady. I was trying to even find her too, trying to find the lady to see this lady who was giving Ezekiel money. Ezekiel didn't even spit on her. No, Ezekiel didn't even big her up. Oh, thank you for the money. No, Ezekiel didn't spit on her. He didn't even spit on the woman, right? Then she's saying to her now, oh, well, maybe because you wasn't in his friends or you wasn't part of his. Listen, you're following me. You're following me. Nature Boy inspired me to start my gay cult with Robo. Ugh. Okay. this troll. He's everywhere. Right. Right. Choice. Boy. Anyways, clear my throat. Anyway, then you're on here. You're on here now with the rhetoric, right? So she learned from Nature Boy because Nature Boy was getting money from different areas. Now the reason that, like I said, I'm talking about Nature Boy because she and Ezekiel was kind of involved in an incident with Nature Boy and Velveeta. Okay, so they always wanted to follow him. I think they talked to him a couple times. I can't remember, but I know he spoke to Ezekiel. Anyways, yeah. So, anyways, right? She now is saying because she see him going all over the place because Nature Boy was able to go to the outskirts, like the borders. He was traveling around the borders of America, where you can take a plane or whatever on the outskirts, and you can get from one area to the other. So she was in Puerto Rico, where he was as well. You know what I mean? That's the incident where that he went and he was asking for his daughter near the window where he was shaking up and trying to with Janae and whatever, right? So she's going in her mind, she can do the same thing. But let me just remind you, you have two breasts and a vagina. Okay. What man can do, woman can't do. Okay. Let me just tell you right now, right? Anything can happen to you anywhere, right? And I'm not wishing bad on them, but I'm just saying, right? Women will more be sexually hurt, wherever or whatever, than men as well. You know, that happens to men. You cannot just say you're going here, you're going there, you're going there, you're going there, and that's it. You have to think about a lot of things. Your safety is one. You cannot leave a door on closed, unlocked, put on the padlock because it's a padlock. You have to put on the door because it's a big iron door. I saw the door. The door's a big iron door. You didn't. You left it open. You said, "My whoa," laughing it off. I left it open. I'm like, why would you leave the door open? You don't know the area. Once again, you're the only Americans in the area, which means you'll be a target of a lot of things. even though you got a Ugandan man there, who's there, you will be the target. My voice is going. You'll be the target. You cannot just be willy nilly. Oh, la la la. Let me. I say that woman lives in La La Land anyway. I know she lives in La La Land. Like, women and girls are the biggest victims of sexual assaults in Africa on a whole. They're the worst cases, and other countries. I can't think of the countries. Other countries as well. So you're gonna set up yourself, be the target, right? You can't be made the target. You have to make friends, do whatever you gotta do. And even then you have to use your discernment, because one of the neighbors might get jealous of you because of who you are. The husbands might be looking at you. The husbands, boyfriends might be looking at you. You know, the men might see something you got, a phone, something that they want. They will go and get it at any means necessary. Cut off your fingers, cut off your arm, whatever. They can be ruthless. So, in a nutshell, the whole reason why I put on this live was because of that blood, was because of their live. Hi, tea time. I had to resub to you again, girl. I had to resub to you again because you wasn't up for a while. I didn't see you for a while. All right. And then you there putting yourself out there like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. I'm just like, wow, you are a woman at the end of the day, right? There's no theory to what can be done to a woman. Okay, a lot can be done to a man, yes. Women, boy, I ain't, and like I said, I ain't no feminist, but you need to think about a lot of things. Oh, they striked you. Oh, wow. Oh, I was wondering why I didn't see you for a while. I was wondering. Wow. Oh, and and that's just a different story. That situation, what tea time got to deal with. But man, I don't understand these women. I don't get it, anyways. I mean, I was gonna do a live. I could share their the last Instagram live, but I couldn't do it. So I just put up examples of people travel to Uganda. I'm gonna try find examples of people traveling to Uganda, and try to find information of the cost of living over there. Some people's come in the comments and they explain the cost and stuff like that. Some people seen the holes in their stories already. And I mean, I saw the holes in the story too. But man, she's showing herself, and that's why the followers are dropping off. The followers are dropping off because they see straight through your ass. That's what's going on. So, you know, I've been on here kind of 1 hour. I've actually done the time I normally do. I'm actually gonna come off. But yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna right, I've put up examples. Don't listen to these women. They're talking rubbish. They just want free food, free money, free this, free that. Not everything is free. You gotta work for something sometimes. Get some shea butter, mix up shea butter, do what you gotta do, sell shea butter. Uganda is a coffee continent, a coffee, not continent, a coffee country. It's shea butter and coffee that Uganda deals with, because I used to deal with a man who used to sell coffee from Uganda and shea butter. Okay, they're not the only places that does shea butter, but they're one of the places you can actually go and you can actually buy even like I mean like well like I said, first you got to start off basic first. You go, you do wash clothes for people. You wash clothes for people. They hand wash in that country. You hand wash. You do what you got to do to get out of the situation you're in. That's what, first of all. And it doesn't mean to say prostitution. No, I'm not saying do prostitution. No, I'm just saying go, you wash, you be a housemaid for somebody, something, do something in the local area. There must be somebody who wants a maid, somebody who wants to look after their children, somebody. Teach some English. Do what you got to do on that level, right? If you are there for what you're there for, you do it, and then you build up yourself, and then you move to the next level. Then you say, okay, I can go and buy this, I can go sell, right? You can go sell, you can do a shop, right? Shashamani, they do the same thing. The Rastas do the same thing. One Rasta man, he was living in Shashamani for how long? He set up a shop, and the shop was made out of mud, clay, or something like that. He set up the shop, and he was selling Ethiopian goods, right? And he talked to them in the Amharic and everything else. Maybe you need to learn the language. You learn Ugandan, learn the language, get to know the language, do what you got to do. You have a Ugandan man in your house. He's supposed to protect you. Yeah, sleeping next in the room while people they're rummaging through your house. That's craziness. No, I can't. I really can't. Even that is triggering to me because I know how detrimental that can be. So you need to figure it out, ladies, because the followers are going to fall off. Sooner or later, they're going to catch on to your BS. You may have the riders with you, but they're going to fall off. They're going to fall off. Scam a lot. That's why I call you lot. Scam a lot. That's all you are to me. I can't look at you like I was not that I was looking. Not that you was up on a pedestal with me anyway, because I know the route to where you come from. So I'm not going to say yeah, whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna put up some more recordings of them every time they go live. Or maybe not all the lives, because I mean they're just repeating themselves basically at the end of the day, innit? Just repeating their damn self. So we're gonna let Scamalot get on with it over there. And if I see any changes, I'm gonna put it up. But in the meantime, I'm gonna try to find good examples of people living in Uganda. So whatever she's saying, if I can contract what she's saying, I'm going to try to contract it. There's good and bad in Uganda. Uganda is not a perfect place. No way. It's not. It's not. It's not a perfect place. But like I said, everybody's experience in Africa is different. Not everybody's experience is the same. So don't assume that because her experience is that everybody else's experience is the same. Anyways, I find I'm repeating myself now. Anyway. So I'm going to stop repeating myself. I'm going to jump off of this blower here. As London Man will say, I'm going to jump off of this broadcast here, or whatever, because it's just the irkness is just ridiculous. I'm just irked by this a lot. I'm not triggered. I'm irked. I'm vexed. I literally want to take. If my hand could go through the screen and wring her neck, slap her. That's how I feel right about now. If it was like one of them movies where, like, like in Matrix, where he puts his hand through the next dimension and that, and just grabs someone by the neck. Seriously. Seriously. Two dozy people. Dozy. I thought only bimbos. I thought white women only stayed like that. I'm sorry. I don't mean I'm stereotyping them, but boy, I thought white women stayed like that. Like white chicks kind of levels, like bimbos sort of levels. I'm like, no, come on, wake up. I ain't gonna call you sis because you ain't my sis. So wake up. Dozy, very dozy women. Docile. Then the mother talks a lot. The daughter agrees, yeah, 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 yeah. Man, that could not be me and my daughter. My daughter will be saying, no, mum, it don't go like this, it go like this. No, mum. No, mum. I'd rather my daughter disagree with me than agree with me. Honestly. It's better to disagree with you, show you bad face. At least at least you know that you made a robot. Right. They're not gonna follow any old thing what's going. They won't believe you what you said. Oh mum, well, when you said this, but you really meant this, didn't you? Or but like, yeah, yeah. That's what she needs to do, even if she's on the live. Well, mum, but you said no. Yeah, yeah. And then the mother be correcting her. So when the lie's wrong, the mother corrects it and say, oh yeah, but but oh yes, this in it. And the daughter, yeah, 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 yeah. The only time she kind of went against it was when she said something something about the neighbor. And then the daughter said, oh no, but no, 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 but I didn't like the neighbor. I didn't like the neighbor. But you're supposed to tell your mum, no, I disagree with this. Mum, we're living bad. Come on. Come on. Mum, we gotta get off our asses and do stuff. We can't sit and rely on these people to send us money. She's just ridiculous. But anyways, before I start ranting again, go on another 2 hour or another hour rant. I don't want to do a 2 hour. I'm not even ranting. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? You know, the left and the right atmosphere working on their two heads. You know so much about wokeness, but you know nothing. You can't just wear it as a frontage and then use it and abuse it. You can't. You can't because you got a couple trees upon your head doesn't make you anything. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I cut off my locks because I keep coming across stupid people who had locks on their head. They're saying they're this and that and that and that. And then later on now you find out there's something else. Right? Couple trees on your head doesn't mean nothing. Yeah. Couple trunks don't mean nothing. Right? It's either you're going there to build or you're going there to brook up or suck. And for my conclusion, going there to suck from Africa. And I'm getting all passionate and I just need to get off and go and chill and make myself a coffee, a black coffee and that. So yeah. But anyways, it's good to see the ones who turned up. I was just gonna do a little talk and then I was just gonna drop off like I normally do. You know. But yeah, it's good to see tea time and that. All right, let me see who was here. Remiel Ma'at. Yeah, you can sub to Remiel. Kantasi. Miss Apples. Miss Apples have a channel as well. This thing. This troll is crazy. I've seen that troll everywhere. Tea time, she does on My Jazzy Life and Live Olivia and them ones. I'll be following them because I'll be in the mummy sector sometimes. I'll be around the mummy sector because they're more enjoyable to watch than the conscious community side. The woke community is too much. It gets too much. Sometimes you just need to just go watch somebody else. Tea time is one of them that I watch. And thank you, Tea Time, for passing through. With that said, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come off. Sorry to hear that they striked you. They were striking everybody apparently. The Jazzy and that. Nothing can prove with them, and they're another set of women who's dozy and somewhere else and on some BS. But anyways, let me just get off. I will see you. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.